Kennedy, RFK Jr., at his second confirmation hearing on Thursday, expanded on comments he made a day earlier about his Indian country agenda. He told Senator Lisa Murkowski, the new leader of the Senate Committee on Indian Affairs, that he will elevate tribal issues if he is confirmed. I'm going to bring in a native at the assistant secretary level, Kennedy said at his hearing before the Senate Committee of Health and Education, Labor, and Pensions. I'd like to get him actually designated as an assistant secretary for the first time in American history to ensure all of the decisions that we make in our agency are conscious of the impacts on the First Nations. Kennedy first brought up the assistant secretary idea a day earlier, while committing to Senator Ben Ray Lujan, a Democrat from New Mexico, that he would do everything possible to ensure Native people are included in clinical trials for new drugs and medical devices. He said the new tribal position would be housed in the central office at HHS. The idea of elevating a native issue or elevating native issues at the HHS goes back decades. During the 1990s, the late Senator John McCain, a former chair and vice chair of the Senate Committee on Indian Affairs, championed legislation to designate the director of Indian Health Services as an assistant secretary. The proposal resurfaced during debate on the Affordable Care Act more than a decade ago. The 2010 law, which Trump has repeatedly vowed in some manner to repeal, contains a permanent reauthorization of the Indian Health Care Improvement Act, but did not include language elevating the IHS position to assistant secretary. The federal government has a trust obligation to provide quality health care to tribal members. Care that best fits their culture and needs. So you disregard how you've totally all failed there in Washington when it comes to just health care in general. But we must raise this. Like, I swear to God, it's like these people are so incompetent. Incompetent. And they always turn it into this race, and the first people, because you hate America. Just say it, because you do. You hate America. You hate anybody that is an American. You hate anybody that was born in this country from people that were Americans. Just say it and get it over with, instead of continuing to divide and destroy the entire fucking country. Sorry. I'm just so sick of all of their bullshit. All of their bullshit. Like in nursing, we're always, done training and learn that, to respect different cultures. And we all do that naturally. I mean, we make attempts, absolutely. So now you've destroyed healthcare in America because of all the lobbyists for healthcare and nursing. You fully destroyed it with Obamacare. Okay. That really just, that was like throwing a nuke into it. Okay. And now you want to make the big priority Indigenous people. And you can't say that. No, because I'm a racist then. I'm a racist if I say, no, either we want to be Americans, okay, because that's what this country's been for almost 350 years, or you don't. But to continue to have these jerk-offs there in Washington, whether on the right or the left, that want to make it about this group of people and that group of people, they're the ones that are racist. You can't just be Americans. No, can't do that. God forbid we do that. By elevating Indian Health Service Director positions to Assistant Secretary for Indian Health within the United States Department of Health and Human Services, we are making sure tribal communities are in a greater position to advocate for their health care. How are you possibly going to do that when you've destroyed health care already? Because you all focus on shit you shouldn't be focusing on. At this point, I'm just starting to think that this whole thing with the Kennedys, because it goes back to his old man, all right? But it goes back to JFK too, okay? Is that, and it also then ties to the country India. It does. But it seems to me that this is a religion. That's what it's about. It's a religion. And since most Americans, I'm not saying all Americans, but many Americans are Christian, then we've got to do something about that. So we've got to control the waters. We've got to control, because here's my question to RFK Jr. 16 years ago, you were telling everybody with great passion how it was mercury in the fish and in the water everywhere that was causing asthma attacks and causing autism. Then you turn around and for the last 4 years, up until you decided to be Trump's best friend, you carried on about it being in the vaccines. So which is it? Which is it? It's in the vaccines that's causing autism, or it's the water? Or are you just trying to scare the hell out of everybody?